Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. So I have been discussing the Chrysler 300 for the, whoops, almost dropped it, for the Blue Ox channel group build, and I threw it out in another video about color and so forth. And my initial thought was to go candy red with that particular build. And then I was thinking of maybe not going with an orange color, even though I like the orange, but I just did a 48 Ford convertible maybe 2 or 3 builds ago, and I didn't want to go with orange again because that's the color I used on that Ford. But I did show a couple of variations, you know, different shades of orange, just for the heck of it. Okay, and these were 2 oranges that I kind of liked. This is a Turbo Dork, right? And this is Pro Scale. All right, that's this color right here, the Atomic Orange by Pro Scale. There's a color right there, and here it is on the spoon. And I think I put 2K clear on this. Doesn't say it, but I think I did. Yeah, I'm almost positive that I put 2K clear on here, even though it's not listed. But anyway, the response that I got back from a lot of viewers was a lot of people really like this Atomic Orange from Pro Scale. So I was kind of thinking, okay, you know, maybe I'll go with that. And I actually, this is my last bottle, and I don't like starting a brand new project with only 1 bottle. So I just put in an order to Pro Scale, and I got 4 more bottles of this in preparation for doing this Chrysler 300 in that color. And then I kind of got sidetracked a little bit with the color. Okay. Remember, I've told you in other videos, one of my favorite things to do is to sit right here on the laptop and do research on a brand new build that I'm going to do. I like to take a look at the car or the truck and, you know, look at the details, interior, exterior, colors, the whole bit. And I ran across a green color that I really liked. So what I found in my paint stash was this. All right, here's your color right there. Okay, I don't know if you can tell. Now, I have not painted a spoon with this yet. This has actually been sitting up on my paint stash for a long, long time. But I don't know. I think that would look good. What do you think? This color on there? I don't know. I think I kind of like that. At least when I was doing my research, when I saw it online, it looked good. So I'll tell you, I think maybe what I'll do is I'll test a couple of spoons, all right? And again, this will be easy because as I've mentioned to you before, I have a whole big thing of pre-primed spoons. So when I'm ready to do something like this, I can just grab a spoon and go for it. And I'll show you what I'm up to with regard to Casey's New York Mets SUV. Again, that's going to be in orange and blue Mets colors. And I taped it all off, and taping the exterior wasn't that big of a deal. But taping the interior, that was a little tedious. Actually, it was a lot tedious to tape off everything for, you know, a 2-tone interior, blue and orange. So anyway, I'll show you where I'm up to on that, and we'll test these spoons, and I'll show you the finished result of this paint on the spoons. I'm going to do a white spoon and a silver metallic. Now, they actually suggest putting this paint over a metallic base, so that would be the silver in this case. I don't think I'm going to try it over the gold or the bronze color. I just don't think that this green would go over that. So I'm going to limit it just to the silver spoon as far as a metallic base is concerned. And well, while I'm there, I'll do it over a white spoon anyway. So let's go inside. Let's test those spoons. I'll show you the prep work on the SUV. So I'll see you inside, okay? Okay, gang, so we're in here at the paint bench, and you can see that I did the top part SUV in metallic, no, I'm sorry, pearl blue. I call it New York Mets blue since this is going to be a blue and orange two-tone. So that got all that done, taped all of that off, obviously. And this was done in the blue also right up here. I already taped this off, so it's ready to go for the orange. Okay, am I holding this in frame? Okay, I'm sorry. I think I missed that. And yeah, this will all be in orange. And you can see that I have all of this taped off. The one that was the biggest pain in the neck were these door panels. Specifically getting around here. Let me grab this. Specifically getting around these seat belts and so forth. So obviously this is all going to be painted blue. That's exposed, and the taped off areas I'm going to tape or paint in orange. And the dashboard also was a little bit on the tedious side. Okay. And again, same as I just showed you, all of these exposed areas will be in this blue color. And when that's all dry, we'll take that tape off and then tape over the blue. And these taped areas will then be painted orange. Okay. So that's where we're at. As far as the SUV is concerned, I've got the center console and the wheel wells taped off, from the interior side. Got the not wheels. What are these? Seats. Seats taped off. So that's all set and ready to go. Here's our spoons for the green, metallic green color that I will be testing right there. Okay, so let's go over to the paint booth and test this color, okay? Okay, gang, we're over here at the paint booth, and I've mixed up my metallic green. I missed the color. All right, I mixed this 2-to-1 with leveling thinner. Now, a lot of times I will use Mr. Color leveling thinner, and I guess that would make sense if I'm using a Mr. Color paint, but a lot of people have been asking me about this MCW leveling thinner. I had mentioned a while ago that I'm, put in an order to get this, and it arrived just recently. And a lot of people have been asking me, have you tried it yet? And what do you think of it? And I haven't tried it yet. So I figured I'd mix it up in here and try it for the first time with all of you. So I'm going to be doing this spoon test with a gallery swallowtail. Plainly, you can see this is a trigger type airbrush, and I'm going to be using a 0.5 needle, and I'm running at about 20 psi. So let's pour this in and let's see what we get. All right, do my little test, make sure we're flowing here. All right, in fact, you know what, I'll tell you what, let me just get this out of the way altogether, and let's go like this. All right, and let's see what we get. And this, as you saw, is on the silver base. That's a pretty color. That is a pretty color. Now let's try it on the white. This is a white primed spoon, and this is primed with Mr. Hobby Surfacer. That is a nice color. I like that a lot. Let's try putting a little bit of a heavier coat on the silver spoon. Okay, let's take a look and compare the two. They are similar, But this silver one, this silver base has a little bit of a, try to get this in the light a little bit better. Has a little bit more of a sheen to it, but of course this is wet, so after it dries it may look different. So, tell you what, I have a little bit of paint left in here. Let's try this. Okay. Only because I have a little bit of paint left, so what the heck. Let's see if we can get an idea on a black spoon. That's really nice. And I just ran out of paint just in time because I think I got this spoon pretty well covered. All right, so I'll tell you, let's get this right into the dehydrator. All right. And let's see what the results are going to be. And I'll clear out this airbrush and we will shoot Casey's blue color. All right, we're going to get started with the interior, and I cleaned out the airbrush from that Mr. Color metallic green. Okay, and there's the clean thinner in there, and we'll test just to make sure that there's no other green left in there. All right, and we're pretty well cleaned out. All right, so we'll dump that, and I'm going to be using the MCW leveling thinner for the blue paint. And by the way, if you haven't seen my other videos, you always want to make sure that you keep your pipettes separate from one color to the next, and that includes your thinner or whatever your thinning agent is. What I do is I take a pipette and I will take a rubber band, because this pipette will be dedicated to this bottle now. It won't be going into anything else, so I can dedicate that right to this bottle of leveling thinner. All right, so we have our 2-to-1 mixture right here. And we will pour that in. Well, I already poured it in. And let's start to shoot this, okay? Now, for you new people out there, it's important, particularly when you have all these little nooks and crannies, to turn your piece, okay, in all directions. All right, so you get all those little nooks and crannies. And sometimes, if you're brand new to airbrushing, it's easy to forget that. I know I've forgotten it too in the past. So I just wanted to give you a little look at how I'm going to be painting this. I've got quite a number of pieces to paint for the interior, so I'm not going to bore you with making you watch me paint all of them. So I'm going to pause this and paint the rest of those pieces. And I see that I've got 18 minutes left in the dehydrator for those green test spoons. So let me pause this, and I'll show you at least the test spoons when I come back. Okay, gang, so we got the blue all done here. And as you can see, the taped areas will remain on. And when this is all dry, I will take that off. And those taped areas will become this orange color. Excuse my arm if that got in the way. This will be the orange we will be going with. Okay, and I don't want to touch anything. My hands are all full of paint and so forth. And by the way, have I ever shown? Yeah, in fact, I know that I've shown you this, but if you're new to the channel, I'll show it again. This stuff is great. Fast orange. This will take off anything you've got on your hands. I keep a big jar of water over on the other side of the workshop, and you just put a little bit of water in your hands with that fast orange, and it'll take off anything. So I'm going to put all of these into the dehydrator. The dehydrator is what I'm trying to say. Just finished up those test spoons, so let me get those out. And I'm over here at the dehydrator. Hang on. And here's our test spoons right there. All right. And that looks like, gee, it came out nice. This is the silver base right here. And this is the black, this is the white. Okay, white and silver. Okay. It's pretty similar. But again, in person, I can see the difference. And this is, no, this is the white one. I'm sorry. This is the white one. And this is the black one, black base, and the silver base. And it really came out nice on all three. So, you know, sometimes your base color will provide you with a subtle difference, and other times the base color can be really very different in terms of your finish. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to put these into the dehydrator. So hang on. And by the way, if you're tuning into my channel for the very first time, let me show you. My habit is to take everything off of the sprue and separate it by color. Okay, and that's what I've done here. And I usually have a different kind of an organizer, but the other two organizers that I have, I'll show you quick. Hang on, guys. Okay, these are the organizers I usually use. Okay, and you know, I label each container. All right, and but I'm using two of them for two different builds, so I am deferring to these, and it serves the same purpose. But that's just what I do. It is my little routine to separate everything from the sprue by color, and then once they go into their individual colored containers, I paint everything their given color, and then I move on to assembly. So, all right, so let me pause this and get this into the dehydrator. Okay, so we've got everything out of the dehydrator, and I've peeled the tape off. All right, and we have our blue areas, and we have our areas here that were taped, and these are going to be our orange color. That means, obviously, all of the blue areas are going to have to be taped. So this is what we're up to, okay? And for the most part, it came out rather nice. So the question becomes, what happens when you have a little bit of bleed? Okay, and invariably, when you do taping and so forth, you're going to get a little bit that bleeds through. So right here, we have just a little bit of bleed. All right, now what I do, and most of the time I wouldn't use my leveling thinner because this stuff is rather expensive, but it's sitting right here. And I'll take a small cotton swab. This is a Tamiya swab, and I will just put a little bit of thinner on there, okay, on one side. And let me get this here. Hold on. All right, can you see that okay? And I'm going to come right in and just go over that little blue bleed area, okay, making sure to be careful because I don't want that thinner to get on my blue paint. But anyway, here, right here where I had the bleed, it's all gone, all right? So that's what I do. I'm up to just this last area right here where I have to peel the tape. Peel the tape off is what I'm trying to say. And this is always kind of a kind of a Christmas present unwrapping when you do this. And you do it with a certain sense of anticipation, excitement, and dread at the same time, because you're hoping that it comes out without an excessive amount of bleed. But if you do get the bleed, I just showed you, okay, what you can do. So I'm taking this off, and this actually came out pretty nice. Okay, so then all of this blue will be taped off, and these areas will all be painted orange, and at the end of the day, we will have an orange and blue New York Mets interior, and as well as an exterior. Now, I did the taping on the exterior. I don't know if you can see the blue through that tape, and of course, the trick is to get that edge in there as straight as possible. By the way, I had this whole area in here. I don't know if you can see. All right, this blue went all the way down the side here. All right, and I got all of that off doing it the way I just showed you. All right, so I am going to end this video up for now. I just wanted to show you, what this looked like with the blue. Tape is off, and I will get to work on doing the orange, and I will show this to you in the next video. So in the meantime, I want to thank you for tuning in. And oh, by the way, you know what? No, hold on. I'm not gonna sign off yet. I want to show you those spoons. So just hold on. All right, let me show you these spoons. I know I showed it to you when it first came out of the dehydrator, but I want to show it to you in a bit of a different light. All right, and here's the 3 spoons. All right, and this is the one I think I like the best. I'm dropping my spoons here. Hang on. Okay, this is the one that I think I like the best, if I can find. Yeah, this one. This is the one on the black base. That's the one I think I like the best. And I kind of did that on a whim, saying I was only going to test the silver and white spoons only. And on a whim, I said, oh, gee, I have a little bit of paint left. Let me do a black spoon. And it turns out, at least for me, my opinion, I think I like the black the best. All right. Now, in a general sense, they're all similar. All right. But here in person, I can see a difference. The camera's not really picking up that difference as much. And choosing any one of the 3 would really look very good. But if I have to choose one that I like the best, I think it's this black one right here. So that's what I'm kind of considering now for this Chrysler 300. Get my finger out of the way here. This Chrysler 300. All right. I think this green color will really look really nice. But again, I know that a lot of folks sent me messages and so forth saying to go with this Pro Scale Atomic Orange. So you know what? I think at this point, that's my choice between this green and that orange, all right? Pro Scale Atomic Orange, all right? Or the Mr. Metallic Metal Green. Those 2 for that Chrysler 300. So tell me what you think. All right. And oh, by the way, this is, I mentioned that my cheap $12 shop vac died on me. And so I said I had ordered a new one. So this is it. All right. And you got to hold it for 3 seconds before it comes on. When I first charged this, I pressed the button and it didn't work. And I said, oh, damn, another one that doesn't work. But for whatever reason, you've got to hold it for 3 seconds, then it clicks on. Okay, so anyway, that is the shop vac that I got. All right, and there's an attachment that goes on the back here. and it will blow the stuff off of your workbench. So anyhow, I think this will do it for this episode. And by the way, I just went over 300 subscriptions. So I want to thank every single one of you out there who have subscribed. For those of you who have made comments and given me a thumbs up, and taken the time to send me messages on my Facebook page and sent me emails and so forth. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and that's helping me keep this channel going. If you would like to have a shop card sent, this one's all wet, let me get rid of that. If you'd like to have a shop card, here's my email address right there. All right, and I would be happy to send you out a shop card if you would like one. And if you are a content creator and you would like to swap shop cards or stickers or whatever it is, there's my mailing address right there, and I would be happy to swap shop cards with you. All right, and yeah, it's not a bad looking shop card. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to communicate with me, and most of all for watching and for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that little subscribe button, and there's a little notification bell on there, so it'll alert you anytime I upload a video. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video, and at that point we will have everything done up in orange and blue on that SUV. All right, see you in the next video.